45 seconds. The Hugh Hewitt Show begins in 5 seconds.
Morning glory, America. Bonjour, hi, America. It's Hugh Hewitt, Canada. Greetings, Aaron, Russ, Hope. We won't see you tomorrow. I know the flu has struck. But we will be missing you. Especially our new American citizen friends, Russ and Aaron. I'm playing this because I went downtown last night and had a fascinating 3-hour dinner with a China expert who told me something inspiring. The young people of Hong Kong, when they march, they sing this from Les Mis. They actually do. Okay, go back to the start. Go back to the start. I'm sure they only know the words that everyone else does. This is what they sing. morning, America. I just had to do that after hearing at dinner last night that this is the anthem of the Hong Kong protesters. Wow. Now we have an annual tradition at the Hugh Hewitt Show. Out of the goodness of my heart, I stay up late, and I come up for conversation starters for Thanksgiving dinner. You know, especially when it's a large gathering of diverse people, especially when there are shy strangers, and especially when there may be older people who can't hear very well. So I have 10 of them for you. All right, 10 of them. Number 1. I think Sunderland made a lot of sense, didn't you? How's that, Dwayne? Is that okay?
A lot of people aren't going to know who Sunderland is, but
All
that's
right,
just fine.
Go
Number
ahead. 2.
I got my 10, by the way.
That'd be second segment. Number 2. Climate change. Did you see the beautiful day they're having in New York? Yeah, mistaking a bit of wind on an island for climate change. Sheesh.
That's okay. There's got to be a climate change on there somewhere, right?
All right.
Okay.
Number 3. Pretty obvious to me that Hillary's got this one in the bag. If she jumps in, the country needs her.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good one?
Yeah,
Did that work? All right, number 4. What's okay boomer mean, really? Because it can't be intended to disrespect the people who built this country.
Or cook this meal.
Let me make a note.
or cook this dinner.
All right, cook this dinner. There you go. Or cook this dinner. Got it. Always open to a good edit. Yeah. Okay. Number 5. You know who would make a good chief of staff for Donald Trump? Sarah Palin. Names would be taken and butts kicked.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
That work?
I wonder how many people remember who Sarah Palin is.
All right. Number 8. Number 6. What I most admire about Donald Trump is his sense of humor.
Oh, man. Yeah, that'll light people up. Because he's not allowed to have a sense of humor, right?
All right? Number 7. I think the networks have been covering this impeachment thing pretty fairly. Yeah. Much fairer treatment than President Obama got.
Yeah, you gotta hit the meaty there somewhere. That's gotta be in there.
Number 8. Well, Downton Abbey, the movie sucked, didn't it?
Ooh. you better be ducking the rolls.
Ducking the rolls. Okay. Number 9. Tom Brady got 4 games for cheating. Myles Garrett got an indefinite suspension for fighting because Brady is white and Garrett is black.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. Well,
Number 10.
Yeah.
Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
That is like DEFCON 1.
I think we have time for yours.
Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Now, mine is catered to our core audience. Okay, our base, if you will, the show, our P1s.
You've got 4 minutes of runway. I did mine in 2.
Number 1, I think this impeachment process has been a great civics lesson for our young people today.
Yes.
Number 2, maybe we should only have presidential elections once a decade since they're so polarizing. Number 3, Hunter Biden sure wasn't being very environmentally sensitive working for a gas company, was he?
So you're mixing. You're throwing combustibility. You're starting the match, and then you're spraying on the lighter fluid.
Oh, you betcha. That's the fun part, right? Number 4, I think we should vote like Israel votes. Best 2 out of 3 elections. Number 5, this is for your benefit. Myles Garrett should have been permanently banned and arrested for assault, right?
I beat you to it, though.
Well, but it had to be on the list somewhere.
Yeah, it did.
Number 6, things sure didn't seem as partisan years ago. I wonder if everyone's acting different because of the changing climate.
Okay, mix it up.
Number 7, gee, this Beyond Turkey tastes just like the real thing.
Now, you see, that won't work if no one has Beyond Turkey, though. That's the first swing and a miss. Go ahead.
Number 8, I heard Jeffrey Epstein in his final days said he was really looking forward to Thanksgiving this year.
I can't do that because that goes to what a scum human.
I know, but
I would take it off the list.
It's a cultural reference.
It won't start a conversation. People will look like you ought to be locked up. You need to edit that one. That's my edit. Come back with another one. Next.
Number 9, we should turn on the Views Thanksgiving show while we're waiting to eat. And then number 10, you won't like this, but again, it's for our key demo in our audience. The only thing missing from this Thanksgiving meal is knowing what Chuck Todd thinks.
Now, look, I need you to go back and edit 2 of those.
I know.
Because I'm starting a hashtag, Thanksgiving Conversation Starters, and during the break, I'll be adding my 10, and then Dwayne can add his. But you got to make sure that they can be used at any table in the country. And you can't mention Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, that's just not a non-starter. Or Prince Andrew or anything else. Now, I watched the Jeremy Corbyn and
Did you
Andrew
see the
Neil.
whole thing?
I just watched what they put up. I know that Sajid Javid, who's the number 2 in the government, has tweeted out an appeal that everybody watch it. My guess is that every Tory in the United Kingdom, for the first time in history, is tweeting out an exhortation that everybody watch the leader of the opposition's interview on the BBC. It's probably going to be the most watched interview by legendary curmudgeon Andrew Neil forever.
I got the whole thing.
We're going to play it. In fact, let's play the first cut right now. Do we have time for cut number 15? It will not fit. So I'm going to hold off. Maybe I'll go play. Now, this is in order, isn't it?
Yeah, it's in chronological. It was a 30-minute show, and it's no commercial breaks. It was chronologically.
Then I'm not going to start till next segment because I want to play it in the order in which it happened. It will take us a few segments to get through it because it's so good. So let me begin by saying, as we get ready for Thanksgiving, even our fun with it, it's the perfect time to remind you about my online red kettle. Give a listen, if you will, for people like Andrea Gandy in Austin, Texas.
We were like, well, we're all we have right now because we don't have money to travel to see our family. So we were like, well, we'll make the best of it.
She is going to the Salvation Army downtown Austin shelter. The center's Corey Leith says that they are getting ready to serve hundreds of people.
We're serving about 300 meals. That's what we're expecting. But if we serve 500, then we'll serve 500 meals. We have the capacity to do so, and so we'll not turn anyone away for this meal.
We are not turning anybody away, but we need you to turn to HughHewitt.com and hit that red kettle at the top of the Hugh Hewitt Show. I am so grateful for this audience, which has already donated $60,972. Let's make it $75,000 by the end of the day. Please dig deep. If you can give 100, great. If you can give 1,000, better. If you can give only $5, we understand. Thank you for your widow's mite. But the Salvation Army needs you. Stay tuned, America.
The Hugh Hewitt Show.
Hey, so instead of Jeffrey Epstein, the only thing missing from this election season is Roger Goodell entering the race.
The Hugh Hewitt Show on the Salem
So
Radio
you're just going to what? Put it up at HughHewitt.com?
break in 15
Okay.
seconds. The Hugh Hewitt Show returns from break in 5 seconds.
Welcome back, America. It's Hugh Hewitt in the ReliefFactor.com studio. Don't forget your Daybreak sign-up. You can go over to HughHewitt.com, sign up for Daybreak, the best morning newsletter out there. Let me tell you a little bit about Andrew Neil. He is a legendary curmudgeon. He's a tough interview. I admire him greatly, except he interrupts a lot because he has to do it in 30 minutes. He doesn't not have the benefit of time. And it's pretty obligatory to sit down with him. Jeremy Corbyn sat down with him last night, and it may be the worst interview in British political history. Here is the first exchange. Jeremy Corbyn with the BBC's Andrew Neil, cut number 15.
Or a mosque is equally bad.
But you're speaking in generalities. Let's get to some specifics. You said in the ITV debate that anyone who has committed any anti-Semitic act in the Labour Party, they've been suspended or expelled, and you've investigated, your words, every single case. The chief rabbi has called that a mendacious fiction. And he's right, isn't he?
No, he's not right.
Really?
Because he would have to produce the evidence to say that's mendacious.
Well, let's look for some. Let me ask you this. Is it anti-Semitic to say Rothschild Zionists run Israel and world governments?
In the Chakrabarti report, we asked that people did not use comparisons about conspiracies, not use comparisons.
Is that anti-Semitic?
Because in the belief of Shami, and I support her on this, in that report, that can be constructed as being an anti-Semitic statement.
Right, but let's just get it clear.
And therefore should not be used.
I gave you a specific quote. Are the words Rothschild Zionists run Israel and world governments? Is that anti-Semitic?
It should not be used, and it is.
But you can't say it's anti-Semitic.
No, I just said that it should not be used.
That's different from it being there's lots of things shouldn't be used, but that's not the same as anti-Semitic. Is it or isn't it anti-Semitic?
Andrew, it is an anti-Semitic trope that has been used. And that was, if you'd let me finish before, I made that very clear in the Chakrabarti report, which we did very early on during my
that's all I wanted to establish.
Very early on during my leadership.
Yet these were the words used by Liam Moore. He's a Labour member, a former council candidate. Your party's actually been investigating him now for almost a year.
It's not being investigated for anti-Semitism.
But he hasn't been suspended. He hasn't been suspended. You said everybody's been suspended or expelled.
They've been investigated and action has been taken.
But he hasn't been suspended.
I said, and I stand by this, that every case that comes to us is investigated, not by me, independently of me, and it ultimately can go to the National Constitutional Committee, which is again...
For using what we've agreed as an anti-Semitic trope, why has he not been suspended during the investigation?
The investigation is ongoing.
It's a year.
Is ongoing so far as I'm aware, and action will be taken at the conclusion
of that
investigation.
Why does it take a year to investigate someone who says Rothschild Zionists run Israel and world governments?
Look, I don't know the process that is involved with him. In some cases, I don't know about his case, there is legal representations which often delay things a great deal.
All right, so that was the first. By that, 3 minutes in, he's over. Then let's get a second cut in on the Holocaust denier, Leslie Caron, cut number 16.
Let me just ask another. Is questioning whether 6 million Jews died in the Holocaust the kind of thing that should get you thrown out of the Labour Party?
It's completely unacceptable and should not be happening.
Then let me give you the case of Leslie Caron. She was a Labour Party member. She posted a video denying the Holocaust and questioned whether the 6 million figure was accurate. And what did the Labour Party do? It gave her a written warning. No expulsion, no zero tolerance, just a written warning.
That was some time ago, I believe. You'd perhaps give me the date of that.
The timing doesn't matter. That's what happened.
Well, I've strengthened the processes in the last 6
But
months.
she
That's why I
posted to
say that.
Facebook on 2017, August.
Yes.
So it's not that long ago.
I've strengthened the processes since then.
But all you get for questioning the Holocaust, implying perhaps it didn't happen and the 6 million figure she said was a real problem, is you get a warning letter.
Look, denying the Holocaust is appalling and it's totally wrong. Holocaust denial is not acceptable.
So why did
in
you just
any
get a
way.
letter of
Is
warning?
not acceptable in any way whatsoever.
Why did you just get a letter of warning?
Andrew, I've made it very clear. Holocaust denial
I'll be
is
right
not
back,
acceptable.
America. It gets worse. I hear Jeremy Corbyn melting on front of your television when we return to the Hugh Hewitt Show.
Joe returns from break. 5 seconds.
Welcome back, America. It's Hugh Hewitt inside the ReliefFactor.com studio. Welcome. Let's do a pre-market check because the markets will be open today, at least half a day. AndrewandTodd.com bring you the pre-market report. AndrewandTodd.com. They are with Sierra Pacific Mortgage. They are lenders. You can call them, 888-888-1172. It's actually a good day to call Andrew Del Rey and Todd Abakian. Slows down between now and Christmas. They can get right back to you. Best thing is to go to AndrewandTodd.com and answer a couple of questions. Tell me you want to buy a house. You want to help your child, son, daughter, grandson, granddaughter become a homeowner, so you're going to become a non-occupying co-borrower. They can do that. Maybe you're a senior citizen looking at Christmas and you're just stressed by the fact you haven't got enough to make ends meet, but you're sitting in a house full of equity. They can do a reverse mortgage for you. Get all the cash out, never make another mortgage payment the rest of your life. Stay in the house the rest of your life. They'll explain it to you as long as it takes, slowly, carefully, clearly. If you're a veteran, 100%, now might be the time to consolidate the debt. Move on with your life. AndrewandTodd.com or call them at 888-888-1172. Wonderful human beings, friends of mine for a long, long time. I like to tell everyone, Andrew and I were in a Bible study for 20 years when I lived on the West Coast. And I still stay in touch with them. I was in touch with them a lot this week. So over at the markets this morning, it's a world of green. Yesterday, the Dow was up 55, the NASDAQ up 15, the S&P up 7. Today, the S&P's up 3, the NASDAQ is up 16 in pre-market, the Dow up a couple of points. The 10-year Treasury's down to 1.75. It is a great time to borrow, a terrific time to borrow. Please go, Sierra Pacific. Talk with him. Amazon.com. My broker said to me, my financial advisor, you want to sell some of your Amazon? It's the only stock I own. Publicly traded stock. I've got a couple of investments around here and there, and I guess I own stock in companies, but publicly traded. Otherwise, I just have a mutual fund because I don't know how to do this, but I believe in Amazon. And so they were up $23 yesterday. They're up 5 today at 1,800. I think it's going to be a good day on the market, but I know it's a great day to get a home from Sierra Pacific. May also be the day that you finally decide to diversify into gold. Black Friday, Cyber Monday, lots of opportunity this month to go deep into debt. How about investing in something that pays you and protects your family? I'm talking about Silver Friday from Birch Gold. That's right, because if you contact Birch Gold Group anytime in November, including today or Friday, to open a precious metals IRA, once your purchase is finalized, you'll get a bit of free silver, just a thank you gift. But the key thing here is diversification. Take a part or one of your IRAs or 401ks and back it with precious metals. You can do that. They've got thousands of satisfied customers at Birch Gold, an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. They take whatever you want, gold, silver, a mixture. They put it in a vault with your name on it at the market price you purchase it at, and it's there. Physical silver. Do you want to understand how it happens? Just go to hughgold.com, claim your eligibility for this special offer of a little silver pick-me-up at the end of the day and your free info kit, hughgold.com. I also think if you got special people in your life, give them a Krugerrand, give them a Maple Leaf, give them an American Eagle for Christmas. Tell them to put it in their safety deposit box. That is, an ounce of gold is the best, and you can get it from Birch Gold via hughgold.com, hughgold.com. Talking about Christmas gifts, I think I put Tom Cotton's book somewhere. Sacred Duty. I think that's a great Christmas gift. Just a great one for any veteran in your life or active duty member of the service. I also happen to think, because I slept on it last night, that My Pillow is the best Christmas present you can give to anyone. They're so good. But I personally will give away their towels. this Christmas. Had them sent already. Make sure you use my promo code Hugh. You can find my pillow over at HughHewitt.com. Just scroll down there and find it. I'm helping you with all your Christmas presents today. And I tell you, mypillow.com. Mike Lindell runs the best company in America. He gives back so much. He's such a walking, talking inspiration. And although Mike Gallagher tells you his promo code's better than mine, it's not. They're all great. Mike Lindell just gives everybody a deal. Just use Hugh at checkout. Now, I played for you the Jeremy Corbyn audio. What did you think? John in Dover, Delaware, 1-800-520-1234. Hey, John, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Hugh. I'm excellent, sir. It's a good day to be alive, and peace be with you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I wanted to mention, Hugh, how similar the situation over there in England is to our situation here. And I also wanted to mention how many times this Jeremy Corbyn guy referred to international law. It's almost like the New World Order is like live in effect, and it's putting its business right out there for everybody to see. They're not trying to hide from it.
Jeremy Corbyn is an internationalist. I mean, he might break into the international at some point. He's very rare, though. He's going to get crushed. Don't let it worry you too much. Happy Thanksgiving, John. Jim in Atlanta, Georgia. Hi, Jim. 1-800-520-1234. Good morning to you down in the South.
Well, good morning, and what a classic. Let's talk about not how we take out the next Baghdadi replacement, but let's talk about how we caused Baghdadi to exist.
You're saying that's essentially what Jeremy Corbyn did.
Yes, and I think we need to ask Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders and anybody else who might be in that his purview that the same question: was Obama right to take out Osama? Was Trump right to take out Baghdadi? And would you do the same with Baghdadi?
You know, I got to tell you something, Jim. There isn't a Democrat that would put up with an interview like that. They wouldn't get close to it. The only one of the major ones who've come on this show is Pete Buttigieg. You know, I always hold it out to Donald Trump during the primary, during the after he was nominated. He came on this show 16 times. I put forward, I am the toughest questioner that Donald Trump faced in the 2016 cycle. Hands down, not even close to a second place. He kept coming back. Oh, he'd get mad at me. He told me on the stage he didn't like me. Called me a low-rated talker. I mean, but that's fine. I get along fine with the president. I got my Trump tattoos. But he's the only guy that will talk to the press at length. He doesn't care what they ask. He answers. There isn't one Democrat that would sit down for an interview like this for 30 minutes. And there isn't, I don't know anyone who would do an Andrew Neil-like interview with a Democrat. Do you? I mean, that kind of interruption, that kind of tenaciousness?
No, but could we ask him that question during a debate?
You know, you could. I just don't think it's going to happen. Look, I asked the toughest questions ever asked in a debate. I did. They weren't gotcha questions. Of all the candidates, they're what Neil does, I do, which is to prepare for interviews and be ready and ask. I have a 3-time rule, which if you don't get answered 3 times, I don't press it. If you're a journalist, I'll press it forever. That's why David Corn and others, hang up eventually. Who's the hang up club, Generalissimo? We got the late AP reporter hung up on me once. I think Andrew Sullivan hung up on me. Ed Henry hung up on me. And the hang up club is limited.
John Zogby hung up on you once.
Who did?
John Zogby.
Oh, yeah. So I got like 5 in 20 years.
Helen Thomas.
Persistent. Who? I said Helen Thomas. That's who I couldn't remember. 1-800-520-1234. Got to run down again. If you're just joining the show, my 10 Thanksgiving conversation starters. Number 1. This is for if you've got like a bunch of people that don't know you very well. And Dwayne's posted his. He might be able to get him in. Number 1, I think Gordon Sunderland made a lot of sense, didn't you? Number 2, climate change. You see the beautiful day they're having in New York for the parade, mistaking a bit of wind on an island for climate change. Sheesh. Number 3, pretty obvious that Hillary's got this one in the bag if she jumps in. The country needs her. Number 4, what's okay, boomer, really mean? Because it can't be intended to disrespect the people who built this country or who prepared this meal. That was an edit from Radio Blogger. Number 5, you know who would make a good chief of staff for Donald Trump? Sarah Palin. Names would be taken and butts kicked. Number 6, what I admire most about President Trump is his sense of humor. Number 7, I think the networks have been covering this impeachment thing pretty fairly. Much fairer treatment than President Obama got. Number 8, well, that Downton movie, Abby, certainly sucked, didn't it? Number 9, Tom Brady got 4 games for cheating, and Myles Garrett got an indefinite suspension for fighting with a helmet because Brady is white and Garrett is black. Number 10, Mitch McConnell saved the Constitution. He's the best senator ever. What are your 10, Generalissimo?
I've got, I think this impeachment process has been a great civics lesson for our young people today. And number 2, maybe we should only have presidential elections once a decade since they're so polarizing. Number 3, Hunter Biden sure wasn't being very environmentally sensitive working for a gas company, was he? Number 4 is I think we should vote like Israel votes. Best 2 out of 3 elections. Number 5, Myles Garrett should have been permanently banned and arrested for assault, right? Number 6, things sure didn't seem as partisan years ago. I wonder if everyone's acting different because of the changing climate. 7, gee, this Beyond Turkey just tastes like the real thing. Number 8, the only thing missing from this election season is Roger Goodell entering the race. Number 9, we should turn on the View's Thanksgiving show while we're waiting to eat.
That may be my favorite.
And number 10, the only thing missing from this Thanksgiving meal is knowing what Adam Schiff thinks.
That's Oh my goodness.
I think I got you. I think I outdid you.
You might have. I really do think you're pretty funny. That's pretty funny. And I got to tell you, I can't tell you who just wrote me. But I'm the happiest man in America right now. I am. Just the happiest man in America. Hey, everybody.
You're just going to leave that one hanging out there?
I can't tell you. You just wrote me, but I'm the happiest man in America. People are going to have to guess. It was a private DM. I didn't tell anyone. I'm just the happiest man in America. People are just going to have to guess. I am right now the happiest man in America. Now, what I want to tell everyone, though, is Salvation Army takes care of the least happy, the most desperate, the absolutely up against a wall, homeless, addicted, out of money, out of food, hungry, desperate people, and the Salvation Army takes them in, and you can help me help them. All you have to do is go to HughHewitt.com. At HughHewitt.com, you are going to find exactly what you need, which is a red kettle, so that you can begin your holiday weekend of thanking God and America and your family and your friends the right way, by helping the lost and the least with the Salvation Army. We have raised close to $70,000, and I am so grateful that you are doing that. Thank you. Also want to remind you, ReliefFactor.com, big sponsor of this show. I'm thankful for ReliefFactor.com, not just because they sponsor the show and the opportunity for me to talk to you every single day, but because they help me every single day. I just winced a little bit because of that shoulder deal when I fell on the shoulder, but ReliefFactor.com genuinely makes that less of a problem. My back's wonderful. I carry curcumin, resveratrol, and omega. They are the natural supplements that make it so easy for you to live and thrive, and you ought to be taking them every single day. So do me a favor, get ReliefFactor.com, get to the Salvation Red Army kettle, and then come back, because Tarzana Joe's got a little bit of Thanksgiving glow for you and me when we complete this Wednesday edition of the Hugh Hewitt Show.
This portion of the Hugh Hewitt Show has been brought to you by MyPillow. Call 800-951-5493 or go to MyPillow.com and be sure to use a promo code HUGH.
The Hugh Hewitt Show on the Salem Radio Network returns from break in 3 minutes and 15 seconds. The Hugh Hewitt Show on the Salem Radio Network returns from break in 2 minutes and 45 seconds. The Hugh Hewitt Show on the Salem Radio Network returns from break in 15 seconds. The Hugh Hewitt Show returns from break in 5 seconds.
America, best damn band in the land, and of course a great Saturday ahead. Then the Browns are going down to Pittsburgh to win on Sunday, and after we talk with Tarzana Joe, I have gotten permission to tell you who I got my DM from that made me the happiest man in America. Tarzana Joe, though, with a bit of verse first. Hello, Joe.
Hello, Hugh. You know, I've solved the whole conversation thing. We've booked a table at a monastery, so have a nice dinner there. All right, here we go. I've penned poems for Thanksgiving for a dozen years or more, and I still haven't included all the things I'm thankful for. And I need to keep on rhyming for another 10 and counting to express how with each passing year my gratitude is mounting. To the host for his indulgence in those weeks I pen a bad one, and of course to his producer. I mean, if the program had one. To the listeners who tune in, and my wife, who likes my looks. To my wise, poetic clients and the folks who bought my books. To my son, who's working harder than I ever saw him study. Have I told you how impressive what you're doing is, good buddy? To my parish friends and neighbors, who each Sunday that I sup with. To my California citizens and all that they put up with. To our firefighting heroes, how I wish I knew your names. I would tell a grateful nation how you saved our state from flames. To our fighting men and women who make up our nation's treasure, and to those in line of duty who give us their laughs full measure. May the way we thank you daily indicate how we have striven to be diligent and worthy of the gifts that we've been given. To all the friends who helped me, and to those whom I befriended, it's okay for you to smile. My Thanksgiving poem has ended. That's Happy Thanksgiving from Tarzana Joe.
Joe, that is just wonderful. It just always is. That will be posted at tarzanajoe.com.
It is. It already is.
And people can send their thanks to Joe personally at tarzanajoe@reagan.com and get their poetry needs addressed. Joe, happy Thanksgiving to you and yours.
Thanksgiving. Thank you very much, Hugh.
Now I have to do the big reveal. All right? I mentioned the last segment, I got a DM that may be the happiest man in America, but I couldn't tell you who it was because it's a direct message. So I got permission. Go ahead. You can tell people. Hugh, big fan. Listen every day. Urban. See that coming, Dwayne?
Urban Meyer.
Urban Meyer. And then he added, that's exactly right. Then he added rivalry week. And Urban Meyer was, I think, taught by my cousin, Bonnie Tarantino, at St. John's High School. And he is the best football coach in American college football. And I'm going to have an existential crisis if he takes the USC job. I really am. But that's who they need. And I love the fact he put his family ahead of his love for the game in Ohio State. I just love everything about the guy. And Urban Meyer, happy Thanksgiving to you. Thank you for letting me tell people. He added, you and Prager are the very best.
Oh, that's the best ever. Oh. Now it's the greatest. I'm the happiest guy in America.
He added, educating America on objective truths, not narratives. I teach a class on leadership at Fisher. I share your thoughts and facts often. Keep swinging. America needs you. Happy Thanksgiving. Prager will hold that over me for the rest of his life. Do you realize
that when you shuffle this mortal coil, what's going to happen is you are going to be buried on the wrong side of the grass. They're going to put the tombstone on you, and it's going to say, "Here lies Dennis Prager."
Dennis Prager. But you know what? That is just perfect. I wouldn't put it past Urban Meyer to know how perfect that is. It's a perfect play to end the day, right? He called the perfect play to score on the last 5 seconds of the show. But Dennis Prager will enjoy that. They got to get Urban Meyer to make a PragerU video on leadership, because that would be just perfect. And he goes out, let's go out with a rivalry song. There are other rivalries in America, but there ain't nothing like Ohio State, Michigan. There isn't. I do want to say thank you on Thanksgiving, genuinely, to Adam, young man who's no longer young, and to Ben, who is now a pro, though he was a rookie, to that long gray line of interns that extends back, and of course to Generalissimo, the producer who isn't, and most of all to the fetching Mrs. Hewitt, who makes it all very, very possible. Love you, sweetie. And to my wonderful family and their spouses, and to every man and woman serving abroad tonight or deployed on a ship at sea. Yes. Anyone, anywhere, thank you for the blue line that protects us and the firefighters who will answer the call tomorrow if anything goes amiss. Thanks to everybody who protects everybody. God bless America. What a great Thanksgiving it is. Of course, we're going out with this. God bless y'all. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. We'll be back tomorrow.